Welcome everybody to another exciting game of Age of Empires, the Age of Conquerors Deathmatch, brought to you by AOC Realm. And we have another game coming up for you, Bad Trip against Baba. We have Baba in the green, Bad Trip in the purple, and Baba is going to be starting off with our Franks against Mongols. Obviously, Bad Trip is going to be the Mongols. And this is going to be a game for AOC Realm's Masters of Deathmatch. Still believe it is round one for this particular game. And as we go into the game, we have Bad Trip in the purple sending out his scout. He's going to start attacking that first villager. Baba is going to go ahead and send both of his villagers into the town center, kind of a misdirection. As you can see, went in on one side, that scout was attacking him on one side, went into the TC, sent his villagers out on the other side. Excellent play defending those villies from being attacked by that scout for an early rush. But now he's run into a whole different set of problems, not having enough houses. That house, that villager he originally took off of his plans due to Bad Trip's scout was his villager for houses, so it was putting a little damper on his plans, but is quickly trying to get back to it. But he is still having a problem with his population cap, which is going to give him a little bit of trouble here at the beginning of the game. And we do have Bad Trip now sending a few camels throughout his base, trying to miscombobulate Baba's army just a little bit. And we have excellent strategy coming from Baba, doing a little mixture of stables and barracks, having a good mixture of units, especially when he's playing against a civilization such as the Mongols. But one thing, he is starting to attack, pushing up aggressively, having a castle in the front lines. We do have a massive army from Baba, which pretty much consists of a lot of camels, and they're going to do really well against units from the Franks, especially with those Magnudai for the long range, with a mixture of also those Ongers. And Baba doing a little bit of retreating with his little small army, and then coming in with a large attack at the front lines. Already have both players starting to start their economy. We have Baba starting with a 3 town center onto his main gold pile. But one thing I don't see him doing is building any types of castle into his base. He's being pretty ballsy. The only castles he has up are on the front lines. And they have already started to be trebucheted. He would be doing smart if and exactly what he's doing. He's using his units that are on the front lines, going ahead to attack those trebuchets, trying to keep his castle safe. But he left one trebuchet from Bad Trip being able to attack his castle. And if he left unattended, that castle is going to go down from that one trebuchet fire. And we went unnoticed, being the green color that he is in the green civilization. I didn't even notice it. Obviously has been going on for quite some time. Baba was able to slip around and set up a little bit of a offensive section of what is going to consist of 2 castles, possibly 3. Had 3 trebuchets attacking Bad Trip's base from the very, very bottom corner. But Bad Trip's doing the best he can to stop this attack, pretty much taking everything he's got, splitting it into 2 separate armies, and he's doing a really awesome job. Baba doesn't seem to have much of an army to counter this, and now we have a little bit of an attack going on. Bad Trip's trying his best to make sure that Baba's not able to expand as much as he is, but he's not acting quick enough because green player is being able to expand quite a bit, and it's really hard to tell where he's at on this green base. But if Baba's not careful, his main resource of gold is going to be harassed here at the front lines. Doesn't have any kind of castles whatsoever, so he's going to have to send that army and really take that out if he wants to stay anywhere close to mining his main gold pile. Purple player is doing an excellent job at moving up aggressively, really taking out those buildings. Now we see him moving up with his trebuchets, about to do a real big dent into his base. But actually, he is now sending his trebuchets to a totally different side. Maybe thinking that the bases at the side of his base are a little more of importance to take out before really starting to march into march into Baba's main section of his base. And if Bad Trip's not careful, those Maggie Die are not going to be enough to protect all those trebuchets, and it would be a real bad thing for those trebuchets to be taken out so easily, costing 200 gold pieces for every single one, especially when gold's not an easy thing to come by when these games can tend to go a little bit longer with these skilled players. Baba really starting to create somewhat of an army to the side. He has the initial buildings created, just doing a little bit of harassing to Bad Trip's farms, and he also has that other base to the other side, trying to do a little bit of harassing up here, trying to stop Bad Trip from doing any kind of secondary gold retrieving. And let's check our front lines. Both players being pretty evenly matched. Baba was able to put up a castle trying to stop Bad Trip from getting that gold easily. Gold's starting to become a hot commodity. Let's see, who are we watching right now? We're watching Green. Baba, he is doesn't have much on the wood. Really very, very low on the wood. Doing very good on the gold. Doing all right on the food. Not so much. Just all of his gold was now just spent. Must be creating some kind of army because he really doesn't have much. Just a few paladins and some well-placed castles. But he is starting to move up, put a castle right into the bottom of Bad Trip's economy, really starting to take out that bottom portion of the map. I don't really know why. Bad Trip's not splitting up his army a little more. He's kind of keeping it just contained into one section, and that's really not paying off for him, considering Baba's doing such an excellent job at attacking him from 3 different vantage points. And you would think that Bad Trip would be able to take that army and just go around and take him out, but for some reason he's just kind of playing defensively and letting Baba with these little pathetic little armies really take him out from one side and another. It's just not doing enough damage quick enough. But if Baba really wants to keep this aggression up, he's really going to have to do a little bit better job on the food and the wood. But because gold is only going to go so far in this game, considering that it seems like most of the gold is all mined up. Neither player has really put much effort into any of the relics, which I think would be a pretty good idea to collect those relics. I do hear a monastery going up. We have 2 monasteries going up. Baba is now going to start thinking about collecting those as he's collecting one of the last gold piles of the map. And we have Baba almost completely done taking out the bottom portion of his map. But right as that happens, Bad Trip is now finishing up on the last buildings that the green player had on the top portion of the map at one of his 3 vantage points that he was trying to attack purple player of. And there we have a GG, and we do have Baba, green player in the Franks, winning the game. Just his harassment of having an army on 3 different sides, the front line, the bottom portion, and the top portion of the map really paid off. Bad Trip just wasn't able to hold on to everything. Just a really thing that really ruined him was he was only keeping his army in one particular section where he was really hoping for a main battle of the front lines, and he just wasn't prepared to be attacked on all sides. I really think he could have done a little bit better on that, considering that Baba's had his army so split up. If he really had a good chance in the middle of this game. He had a really good chance to go up and march right into Baba's base unfought, and he just decided to take a detour and start attacking Baba's side bases, and I really think that was a mistake that really cost him the game. We're going to jump right into the next one. We're going to flip civilizations, and here we go. We are now flipping civilizations, so if you do not know, if you're only jumping in right now, you're a complete idiot. You missed out on a great game in the first one. Lasted about 30 minutes, and it went on to see Baba winning the first game with his Franks. And now we have him as the Mongols and Bad Trip as the Franks, and he's doing a really good job at keeping that base airtight, not letting any kind of enemies in. Already got that 1 castle up, so it's going to completely foil Bad Trip's ability to rush any kind of any kind of army into that base. But one thing that you really can notice, that Bad Trip has such a larger army compared to Baba right now. But it is only the beginning 6 minutes. But we do see that Baba has astounding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7 castles in his main base. Has already started mining for gold, so he's doing a really great job at that. At building a defense, already knowing that he is going to be the defender of this game, considering he is Mongols against the Franks. Up, we have, that's unusual. Bad Trip has seen it fit to create a 1 single hand cannoneer. Let's see if we can flip the colors around. And there we go. I can't stand that green. Now we have our first major conflict, and Bad Trip having a pretty large army of paladins, and they're doing a quick job of facing those camels. But it's going to be a little bit different when they come to that those Mangudai. It just has such a large army of Mangudai and is sitting behind those castles. Really use those castles as a great defensive weapon, using them to really chop through those paladins that Bad Trip has sent in. But Bad Trip has done a really great job at forcing himself up, really building quite a nice little front line of 3 castles, setting up for 4 castles actually. So he is pretty much doing exactly what Baba was planning on doing, which keeping his army behind the lines of his castles, using his castles as defense. And now Bad Trip has brought his castles to the front line, doing the exact same thing. And it's really going to pay off for him. It's really going to save a lot of his units, and it's also going to keep Baba at bay, keeping his Mangudai into the back, making sure that they're not under that castle fire. But Bad Trip was not able to protect his trebuchets. He's really going to have to get those trebuchets in there if he plans on doing any kind of damage to anything. And what would really pay off for him right now, if only the Franks had some kind of better siege ram, this would really pay off for him, because I don't think those Mangudai would do much damage against a siege ram, a fully developed siege ram. Bad Trip doing a really great job of expanding. He's really doing a good job at his castles. He was able to grab the market. That's probably why we're seeing he had such a good and expensive army at the beginning points of the game. But he's not able to protect those trebs, and just like that, with great army control from Baba with those Mangudai, able to take out 3 trebuchets within a split second, instantly protecting his castle from any further damage. And looks like he's starting to section off his base a little bit, trying to build some kind of economy. And he has also built a market. I'm not really sure who is able to grab the gold from that market strategy, but I'm going to guess it was Bad Trip, just from the sheer expensiveness of his army. And Bad Trip has also started collecting relics, already thinking that this game is going to be a little bit longer of a game. Better prepare for it. And right here we have Baba with a castle about to go up. And if it's close enough, it's also going to start doing a little bit of damage to those villagers that are collecting gold, but it doesn't look like it's doing much.